But didn't want to jump once the spring went around the corner. But it went just fine. You ready?
Yep.
Coming on. Good April. Need more hose pulled or?
Oh, it's all sitting out there, but yeah.
Oh. Get the remote back in then.
Remember, it'll kick very easy.
Well, this one's still new, but normally you don't want to touch that. This one's literally brand new. What, a day ago? But I don't think it's been in a sewer yet.
No, not yet.
Normally it's, goes down sewers all day long.
Sure.
So it's not the worst, it rinses off, but it's also not the
Yeah, this is the first time it'll ever be this color and have all the writing on it.
Okay.
We cut one the other day. So had to swap it out with our spare.
How long is this?
300.
300 a solid 300, like no connections or nothing?
Yeah.
Wow.
The other one's 500.
Yeah,
The big jetter.
the camera's 325.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see,
I suppose
got a lot
if
more
you-
wraps in there.
If you guys do big stuff, yeah, that makes sense.
It's not supposed to be more than 100 between cleanouts or up to 400 between manholes, but none of these are really big enough to do manhole access very easy.
Sure.
We need something bigger than this. Our bigger jetter can do it, but
We're
even
gonna have to
that's-
turn the sink or the
even
hose on.
that's pushing it.
Just start it on.
Yeah. Because we're running out of friction material.
Yeah. That should start pushing now. I got water flowing. That'll be to you in a second.
Looks a little nicer, I think.
It's rinsing it down, but this is the section where it didn't have as much.
There was only one spot
It's
out a little further that was questionable.
Started at
Okay.
50, 60 feet somewhere in front of him, and that's where we're trying to push up to, but keep rinsing it as we go to make sure there's nothing left. So this part already wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Water's gotta be right behind you. Maybe coming up on stuff where you're gonna start seeing it
Yeah,
right
oh,
there. You see the chunks now? Or where the chunks came from. We don't even have the actual
No,
nozzle on here because you didn't bring the adapter for that nozzle.
I didn't bring the right reel. I was getting everything ready and then I got sidetracked.
You have like one that like spirals around or something?
It
Like you'd
does,
see,
and
like
it's a
it-
restriction, so it raises the velocity.
Gotcha.
Kind of like if you take a pressure washer and spray it without a tip on it versus
Sure,
you put a
sure.
smaller tip. You get a lot higher pressure, higher velocity in one direction, but then it also spins on that one. So it helps it aim at the bottom a little better. Which is we sent the guy who will get an adapter to put it on this one, but
If we need to, we can, but we'll have to use a push rod because this is fighting.
oh yeah.
We got about 10 feet to go, so.
I figured you'd actually be able to push with it on. I know with the nozzle you won't, but the nozzle is 100 times the max force.
Yeah, you're never doing it this way.
Oh, okay. You got like a machine that feeds it then, or what?
No, it's all by hand.
Oh,
Normally jetters, the way they work is the back nozzles pull them down the line and the front nozzle does a lot
I
of the cleaning.
gotcha. Oh,
But in
okay.
order to keep all this stuff moving in one direction,
Gotcha.
You've got to get very creative.
we pretty much have to make our own system to be more like a pressure washer
Interesting.
and feed it ourselves with push rods, because otherwise
Sure.
it pulls some of it back and it doesn't flush all of it down.
Sure.
Which is fine if it's just waste paper and tree roots or something that are going to flow back out. But
Sure.
this stuff, we've got to keep it moving one direction and not cause problems.
Yep.
If we had
Gotcha.
access down there, you can use what's called a back flusher, where all the nozzles are backwards. You shoot from downstream up and then pull it all
Sure.
to
I've
you.
only been able to do
Sure.
that 3 times in 30 years.
Almost none of
Sure.
these connect in right at a manhole.
Sure.
It's very
Yep.
rare.
Yep.
that's where it connected in. Well, one, you wouldn't have had the problem because reinstatement would have been nothing. Two, then we could have just shot it from the city up.
Sure.
Catching that hurt. It's the memory in the hose probably not helping.
So you think that's roots right there, or you think the line is kind of separated?
Well, that's roots growing in at one of
That's
the
roots.
cast joints.
Oh, okay.
That's nothing. That shouldn't be anything anytime soon.
See if you can get it to jump. I'm having no luck.
Just catch it there.
I'm not
Yeah, I suppose.
catching on that.
The joints.
It's a little bit of work.
Yeah.
I know. I believe it.
Huh?
Just. It's like you're. Ooh, looks like it's kind of catching and it's bending.
Yeah,
on
it is.
Raining speed, but
Yeah. Should I put it on pulsate? I don't think you'd get anything on it. But
I'll go ahead and turn it on once.
okay, you'll have to turn it.
Well,
on.
not that.
Oh, the jetter?
Just jetter for 2 seconds. Push itself away from the joint.
We got it. Don't pull back. Oh, you were past it.
Like I thought I felt the jump, but catch again.
Yeah. There you go. Don't pull back. You may have to kill the. I'm gonna go check the water in the tank. Having a hard time getting it to jump that lip, aren't you?
Bass push not moving anything. I'm not in the city, but it's not moving anything on the bottom. That's what I'm running into.
You can't get over the jump, the lip.
past it with it on. It didn't move. It didn't on. It actually didn't move. I gotta be right at the patch, pretty much. I think that's a pretty good stop now. Or the not patch, the liner. Yeah, man, right there.
Oh. Wrap the hose or pull the hose on the floor as I bring it out.
I'll try it from back there a little bit, see the velocity, but didn't seem like it was moving anything to me.
He should be back shortly. Huh?
Root Ranger.
It's all in the van. Let's push it.
You guys got another job right after this, or no?
Jake.
Do you need a thread tape? Okay.
Whatever drips out of there, you never know.
Okay.
It's not pipe thread.
That's the closest I could get with them.
Should have been.
It was all in the same.
Nipple galvanized 1/4 inch pipe. That's 1/4 inch pipe.
And I do believe it was packaged wrong, because it's a straight thread.
Oh.
Not that it can make a difference.
It does. It won't bottom out if it's straight.
It bottomed out
Then it's pipe.
on both sides. I mean, all the way to the end. I mean, it didn't stop until it hit the shoulder.
Well,
Was
the
the
bike,
wrong one, or?
the bike closest don't have a huge taper because they're only half or 3/4 tapered.
Because the only other option I had was a brass one that was single.
Yeah, good chance it can't hold the pressure. It's the problem with the brass unless it's a high pressure brass one.
Gotcha.
And
Which
nobody
they don't
stocks
sell
them.
it. Home Depot does.
Do they really?
Yes. Which the Menards don't have them, but Home Depot does. This one have a roller?
Bottom left.
Oh, wait, there it is.
Yeah. It's not a Chinese one. It's a Cox one.
Oh, so it's,
What happened to your big one?
It's in the 2020.
Oh.
you guys gotta stop it. I'm trying to be halfway professional.
Jesus. That'll be the day.
It's a Cox. Where's your big one? I lost it.
And I was so adamant I wasn't going to forget the push rod today, and I didn't, but I forgot the,
Front the adapter.
well, the other reel, yeah, the quarter reel and the foot
The
pedal.
small reel to actually run it. Not that it can't go on this one. It's just
No,
don't
no.
normally keep an adapter for doing this because it's a lot more effort. So I'm not trying to restrict you to too little push rod, but also trying to
I
let it
understand.
fly out. Got it. Take that all. That's the idea. Bring that for me.
Ready?
On.
Assuming it'll go, you should be able to get up 10, 20 feet just fine.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Or as much until like 50 plus feet.
You already knocked a lot of that loose here.
Well, there wasn't anything back here. The stuff back here mostly flowed forward.
Okay.
It's all just sitting at that 50 to 70 feet where the restriction and slowly, the belly a little bit and that end piece that's blocking
Good.
it. They're slowing it down. Otherwise, it would have had a chance of moving farther. Tape spot.
Huh?
Tape spot coming up or something. Catch it on the feeder.
Good. Hear the difference in the water pressure?
Instead of a garden hose spraying extra fast, you get 20 horsepower pressure washer pushing it down there now.
This one's 27, I think.
I know, but that nozzle can't use that much horsepower. Probably can use 20 or at least 15. That nozzle's not using the full ability
Okay.
quite. I'd be scared if it was, because it would probably be really hard to hold.
Good.
I know how much it takes to hold the 8-gallon a minute pressure washer wand and not blow yourself backwards. You can stand there, lift a little bit further if you want to see.
You can take the one if you want.
Yeah, set it up there.
Okay.
See the velocity of just the water start changing and pulling fast.
Yeah.
So it's pulling everything one direction, very strong now.
Okay.
So even if the jetter's not hitting it perfectly, just the increased velocity of the water doing this, a lot of times we'll get a smaller particle moving good.
Okay. This would probably be hard to do by yourself.
Yes.
Probably.
It's been done, but
I'm
by
sure.
the time you're done, you got such a freaking rat's nest. You got 3 hours trying to hope you didn't break anything.
Oh yeah.
With 2, it's a pain in the butt, but it can be
Sure,
done.
sure. Oh yeah.
But nobody's yet to come up with a better way to flush all this stuff out.
Sure.
They all swear they have nozzles that'll do it. Well, I've spent several $1,000s on nozzles Okay, that's supposed that we could do it, and you push it 5 feet, you go forward, and it did nothing but spread the pile backwards more.
That's where we ran into it. All the ones that had the rear jets. Anything that could propel itself down also propelled itself backwards if you weren't wasting way more time doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Although there were a few that were
You
on
can see that in
awesome
there.
pitch.
That's like a quarter-pound or better brass nozzle. It just picks itself up and it's floating on the top of the pipe. So the water pressure literally
Okay. Yep.
lifts it off,
Sure.
lifts it off the bottom of the pipe and picks it up. What do you have, like 50 something? You're getting close.
Okay. Thought I saw some.
That counter's right there, but this two little add milk things half over it.
Okay. 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 Okay, go ahead right there. Is that what you were wondering about?
Sure could be knocked down, but I don't want to mess with it if there's no reason.
Okay. Is that it?
I'm sure it could be knocked down, but I didn't want to mess with it if there's no good reason to.
Well, yeah.
Just want to get all this chunk out of there before it causes more problems. A lot easier to get this open, but
Yeah.
I'll just bring the dealer down and see if I can cut it back open. No, it's all over. Wonder what a descaler flex would do.
Oh, I'm sure it would reinstate it, but it's an awful thick liner.
That's where you put the cyclone on backwards.
Go ahead.
Pop into the city and pull back.
Yeah. Oh, them 3-inch round ones?
4-inch river around the
Yeah.
cycle and get it through, pop, pull backwards. There's spin pulling towards us. Those carbides would cut it.
I'm sure they would.
And I know they're tough, they dig into cement pipe.
Oh, yeah. Found that out. We didn't think it was going to happen.
Didn't even spin there that
Go
long,
ahead.
and you can see the groove's pretty good.
Yeah, I was quite surprised.
Got a little bit past the cast, and all of a sudden you can see the nice circle of grooves where I've made it past the cast while we're just killing one into the cement pipe that it joined to. Wow, that starts carving cement quick.
Yeah.
Didn't take long.
Oh, awesome.
I didn't go into it deep, but you can see the
Sure.
circle grooves like start
Sure.
already. It's like holy crap.
Wow.
I would have stayed there. The chain carbides on the descalers
The
were
round
digging
ones.
right into the cement pipe like
Sure.
nothing. Within under 30 seconds of spinning there, I had grooves that were probably
Yeah.
a 16th inch or better, and it's like,
Yeah, it was.
if I would have stayed there for 5 minutes, I would have been
Oh,
down a
yeah.
half inch. It's like, yeah.
Sure.
If I would have stayed there and dug, it would have chewed right up. It was enough. enough that you could sit on the camera, and I'm sure you probably catch your finger on it very easy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, holy crap, that's digging quick
Well,
for something that isn't designed to do that. I'm sure it would, but that's not a concrete cutter. The actual concrete cutting bits have diamonds on them like a saw.
sure.
Those ones are just carbides.
Is this water still on?
Yeah,
Turn that off.
I believe so.
Good. Good. Jake?
Pretty much right at it.
I'm hoping the velocity will rip all that water out of there so we can see real good.
That's what I was hoping to. I was going to recommend shutting off once we're down there, and then once it drained down a little bit, letting it run.
Off.
I don't know if that was you.
You did turn it off, right?
Yeah, it's off now.
Make sure because I didn't know if it was the machine.
Oh,
or-
the first one was the machine. That wasn't me.
Yeah, motor.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I
No wonder you had so many problems.
Well, it's like I said, it's like a 2.5-inch hole, and it's up and left.
Uh-huh.
If you measure from the bottom or the point to the lower right of the pipe, you got all of 2 inches.
Yeah.
They said they missed up and
Oh wow,
left.
yeah.
It is recording, right, Jake? It says it's recording?
Yes.
I figured as much, but. Well, that's good. Oh. I need the jitter back on, sir.
Sure.
For about 15 seconds. Yep. On with the jitter, sir.
Just
Good.
that's a new one.
Hmm?
That's a new one.
What?
Keeps telling me connection failed.
Or are you trying to hook to the...
I tried to hook them under so I could maybe take a screenshot depending on how you get, but I'm restarting my phones to the one hooked to it right this second. But yours recording shouldn't make a difference. We've had like 3 hooked to it while I was
Yeah.
recording before. But the amount hooked to it shouldn't matter.
All right, well, I guess we'll pull everything out of there. See how it all looks.
More old 30 or something?
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing? Did you get the push rod to separate? Oh, you're pulling the camera. Okay.
Yeah. If I do it that way, it ain't coming off.
I thought you were pulling that the push rod too, because I saw Jake start winding and going,
No, I
you're
was
gonna
just
flip
getting,
it.
getting rid of a lot of the bouncy slack.
If you don't pull the jetter hose with the push rod, it tries to flip over in the pipe and all of a sudden end up with a bound ball.
Oh my God, that's a pain in the butt.
With 3/8 is probably less likely to happen, but if it does happen, it ain't
Shut
getting
up.
out. It ain't getting it out.
If it can happen, it's gonna happen.
The quarter when it flips over, it sucks.
You like that one on Law Street? Oh, I tell you, we get to go back there.
You get to go back there?
He
Okay.
wants us to get those busted chunks of clay out there.
You and Jake get to go back there? Have fun.
It shouldn't be that
Whoa,
bad.
what the heck was that? It's scale. Oh, scale. Must be a belly right there. It's either scale or grease on the right. Did you see it? That's what I saw. There's a belly there that's greasy residue on the top of it. It just,
So why didn't you get them
For
out
that
there?
half
Because
second.
you gave us a dollar amount not to hit.
for that half second, it looked like.
What's the most expensive job you guys have done? Like, cost-wise for you, like, how much do you charge?
20, 30 grand?
The highest one was what, 22,000.
I'm assuming that was like some repairs and stuff though. Like,
That was an install.
Yeah, okay.
Actual, why don't you walk it right out, Nick?
Yeah.
The actual drain cleaning one. Like before these guys were with me.
4 or 5, somewhere in there, I think?
Yeah,
Or a little more?
5 grand.
Okay.
Unlike a lot of these other idiots, we'll tell you if it's cheaper to replace it or if you're better off. Lose more jobs because of it, but
Sure.
like doing people wrong.
Yeah,
There were more
that's
people
good.
that had scruples.
I was kind of surprised when, you know, I was looking it up online. It did say between 15 and 30 grand to kind of replace it. So when Kirk told me 15, I was like, oh, that kind of, you know, I said, what would be the high end amount of it?
They're
And
very good.
They seemed, yeah, so I was like, oh, for sure. If I need to replace it, I'm definitely going to go through them. You guys said you were booked out until, yeah. Well, I suppose you guys probably are better off using your time doing this type of stuff anyways.
Depending on the job, but yeah.
You know, whereas like a construction company, that's more of a construction type job anyways.
Not allowed to. No.
Are you stopping me or am I snagging?
No, I stopped you, but now you're free to pull.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I wasn't-
Yeah, no, I know.
I
After
figured
the
you're
third
close to
pull,
the
I
end and
figure I'd
I
give
could
you a
feel the
little,
back pressure.
little love tug.
That's why I wasn't pulling very hard. It was
Yeah.
going up. I can't hear you or see us, so I can't be pulling until I felt back.
Even if you can, you don't listen.
How long have these guys been with you then?
Nick's been with me about 10 years. Jake, just over 2.
Okay.
I mean, there is a belly up here, but that's something all the D-scale in the world can't do anything about.
Sure, sure.
More or less what we're looking for is debris in the pipe. Because this belly just didn't show up.
Yep.
It's been there for a
Oh,
long time.
no, yeah, I understand. Just,
I mean, can we do a lot more to the pipe? Yes, but the fact you've been here that many years and you've never had any issues,
you know,
we tend to err on the side of caution. But seeing what we saw,
I mean, there isn't really anything you can do aside from digging that up anyways. Is
well,
there?
we can, the belly, yes.
Oh.
I mean, the rest of the sides of the pipe, that would be like the D scale before and after that I showed you, that I sent you links for.
Yep, yep.
But right now, the fact that when we got here, the clog was at the city connection. And I mean, if you look at the sides of the pipe here, see how they're really black on the sides and dry on the, and like grayish or brown on the top?
Yep.
That tells me the clog has always been further.
Okay. I mean, is it? I don't know what it's what is it supposed to be? Is it
I can
supposed
show
to be
you
like a
more that I
black?
got before and after pictures.
Okay. I mean, is it fine if it's like this? Like, or
Yes,
would
it-
you rather
it-
see like
it's-
a rusty look?
I'll show you.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
easier to show you pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you've never had any issues, this cat looks like it's never been off until recently. And the fact that the clog was at the city connection with that poor reinstatement. It's one of those things where I think you'll be fine, but I will never know until that time comes.
Yeah. I think gotta be pretty close.
Oh yeah, and then right here is where it's completely stopping the water flow. So I am 99% sure this was the root of your problems. And then you add the fact, somebody else who, since I'm recording, I won't put their name on there at this time,
Sure.
came in and did not do a very good job. Knocked all the rust and scale loose, which you saw even with what your 5 or 6 gallons per minute plus your 20 gallons a minute just flowing.
Sure.
It's not flowing out.
Yep.
To where we had to use the jetter with a forward nozzle to flush all that debris out of there.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming and, you know, as
Oh,
quick-
you're
as
very
quick as you
welcome.
did.
There's several really good companies and a lot that honestly I don't know how they're still in business, but yet they still are, and it just drives me nuts.
That's as long as people are paying them.
Yeah. Just yeah, it's a 2.5 inch statement. Just terrible. The remote, the hose, dry bar.
I was just looking at what you're looking at.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, that other guy too, when he was cleaning it out, he had like the drum that was on it.
Oh, we
I'm sure
have
you
them
guys
too.
have them too.
Oh yeah.
But I wish he would have told me, because he got shit plastered all over my stuff in there. I have tarps. I have stuff that I could have put on there.
Was it an open drum?
It was an open drum.
Yeah. See, they make plastic ones. Hey, the name that nail shell.